I think that's all, isn't it? Chinese New Year, 冬至、中秋、端午端午我们也有。I think 一样。What you celebrate, we also celebrate. So that means we have not lost our culture. We are still preserving the culture. But in Malaysia, what is very different from the Hokkiens, differentiate the Hokkiens from the other people is that on the 8th night of the Chinese New Year, the Hokkiens will pray at night with sugarcane. Do you pray with sugarcane? I wonder why you don't pray. 你们有用甘蔗来拜吗？初八那年那晚上，我们有。Yes, we do that because we are still grateful for being saved by the Manjus on the 8th day of the Chinese New Year. So 如果你过来马来西亚庆祝过年，你跟福建人住在一起 ，you will notice that on the 8th night they will pray to the gods with sugarcane. Yeah, they still celebrate that. You don't celebrate that, we still celebrate that. Okay? Right. Now, 我刚才不是讲我们福建人华人在马来西亚 you can be anything, whatever religion you believe in. You have the democracy to believe in that. So, 如果你是道教 then these are the different temples you will go to. 我们的 temple 跟你的 temple 差不多一样漂亮。Yeah, very colorful. We have lots of deities. Okay? If you look at the one here, do you know where this is? Famous 在槟城 yeah, we call it the pagoda, yeah, okay. So you should go to Malaysia, go to Penang. Penang has more Chinese, Penang has more Hokkien speaking people, so you won't get lost. But they will know from your accent you are not from Penang. How do they know? I will share with you in a little while. Alright, okay. Now, do you pray to these deities in Taiwan? Do you? 你有拜土地公吗？有，土地公 is good for little children， 是不是 ？Right？ 你如果看这个，你们没有的，你们没有的，只是马来西亚的人有。We call this 拿督公，拿督公不是地上的，本来是马来话达督，达督就是意思就是 grandfather， 达督。But 如果你反过来一点马来话，如果马来人叫你 Datuk, it means you are of a higher level. Datuk, respectful. Yeah? So 我们有拿督公是因为在那边 we believe that by the roadside there are spirits. So 如果 you don't respect the spirits, something might happen to you. So they build up, if you notice, they build up this temple, this little altar, to serve the 拿督公。那你听住好好啊，拿督公。拿督公 is Hokkien, isn't it? Kong is in Hokkien. So you will notice it is the Hokkiens who started this. 拿督公, because we believe that there are spirits along the road. So you pray to the spirits along the road by offering them food, drinks, money sometimes. Yeah? You don't have it. That's our specialty. Okay, education. Is education important to your father, your mother here? Yes, same thing. Education is also very important to the Chinese people in Malaysia. Yeah? Now, if you ask me how many public universities are there in Malaysia, we have 24. 你们这边有几个大学？政府的，不是私人的。Over 100. 你们这么小的岛已经有 over 100. We have only 24. But most of the universities only take in more Malay students. More Malay students. Maybe because there are more Malay population there. Yeah? The Chinese, very much fewer. And the Chinese people or the Chinese students don't get to go to public universities for the course that they want. 平常是很多Chinese, 他们的 result very good result. So they apply to do medicine, they apply to do dentistry. But the public universities don't offer them this. so they get very upset. Yeah? 像你这样，如果你的成绩很好，如果你要读医科 and they offer you 商科 how do you feel? You get pretty upset. So a lot of Chinese parents, they will try to find the money to send their children overseas. Yeah? Okay. The fact of the story is that in Malaysia, the economy, how do you say economy in Chinese? 经济 is run by the Chinese. Most of the economy is run by the Chinese. So the Chinese are the business people in the country, just like you. Yeah? So you imagine 如果有一天全部中国人跑掉 what will happen to the economy in Malaysia? You can imagine. Yeah? Okay, so here, I'm going to stop a minute. I see a lot of people closing their eyes already. You must be very tired. Yeah? Okay, I'll just take a short break. Any questions so far? 想问我什么吗？很了解马来西亚了吗？5%了解马来西亚了吗？会了解马来西亚 so that you want to go to Malaysia to see what it's like? 冰壁喎？How do I say 冰壁？会明白吗？Your students here are not very. You either don't understand me or you're tired of me. 哪一个？你很累还是你听不懂我在讲？听得懂吗？听得懂就点头。听得懂 ，good。你听不懂，你要跟我讲一下 ，then I will try to make you understand. Because 如果你听不懂，没有意思。我站在这边跟你讲，浪费时间，呀。OK， now 我刚才不是讲我的福建话跟你的福建话不一样，在马来西亚有2种福建话，一个是北方讲的福建话，一个是南方讲的福建话。南方刚才你记得吗？那个红色的地图。呀，南方的福建话就像你的福建话，你讲什么他们大概会听得懂。如果你讲你的福建话在槟城，我刚才讲槟城呢，北方的福建你就不懂 ，because 北方的福建话掺了很多马来话 ，OK？ 我们的发音也不一样 ，right？OK， 我跟你解释一下Penang Hokkien 呢。Penang Hokkien 是叫槟城福建话 ，OK， 冰虾Hokkien 话 ，right？ And it is mostly related to the other parts of China which I won't read, but you can see. If you want the PowerPoint, it's on the desktop here. You can always take and have a look. Now, what is so different about Penang Hokkien is that all the Chinese in Beifang of Malaysia, they will speak Penang Hokkien, alright? They speak Penang Hokkien. Penang Hokkien 你都懂 ，there's no written character. 你们讲台湾语的时候会写吗？没有得写，是不是 ？Because you only use it orally. So same thing in Penang. Penang Hokkien is the same. But 当你做研究的时候，你一定要写下来。你用什么写？可以用华语字来写吗？ Right, 不可以。So you use Roman alphabet. So we use Romanization, right? Okay. Now, according to the Wikipedia, Penang Hokkien has 5 tones. 你们的福建话 how many tones? 你懂吗？ 8 tones. Yeah, you have 8 tones. We have 5 tones. Let me share a bit more with you. Now, it says that Penang Hokkien also consists of 2 entering tones, high and low in checked syllables. Okay, and the only way we capture Hokkien is through the Roman alphabets. And in most systems of Romanization, Penang Hokkien seems to be counted under 7 tones. You say you have 8. I say here we have 7. No, I see. I do a bit of research. It says 7 tones. Okay. Right. This is how Hokkien, Penang Hokkien is like. You mix here and there, it becomes a different tone. So they call it the There are different levels, level of rising, departing, entering, etc. I'm not going to go into that because I don't think you understand that either. This is more on the linguistic side. Yeah? So, it appears that the tones are in Penang Hokkien is even more complicated than I can explain to you. Okay? So what I will do is show you here. This is the tone sandy of Penang Hokkien. What does tone sandy mean? It means when the tones are built up together. When you say the word, it's one tone. But when you mix the word and another word, it becomes a different tone. So that is called the tone sandy. Right? Okay. Okay. If you look at the Hokkien tone in Mandarin, you say chi, isn't it? How do you say in Taiwanese? Louder? Okay. We also say ke. So is it the same? Same. Right. If you look at the word, the second tone in Mandarin, the second word here, you have, how do you say in Mandarin? Long, isn't it? What do you say in Hokkien and Taiwanese? Oh, you say liong. Are you sure? You say liong? We say ling, right? So it's slightly different. And then you have the third one here, ma. You say bear. We also say bear. Yeah, so there's no difference there. And of course, if you say this one, tu. To. We also say to. Yeah, so it's about the same. Now, I just want to go up a little bit here. All right. This is the differences of the Penang Hokkien from the standard Minnan. We don't use the word Minnan in Penang, in Malaysia. We only say Hokkien. But I think because you do research, then you have to bring it back as a term to express the dialect. I'm not going to explain this one because I think I would tire you, so I'm just going to go down here. Okay. These are some of the words in Penang Hokkien which have been borrowed from the Malay words. How do you say cupboard in Malay? In Taiwanese? Cupboard. Chu. 衣服的橱. 衣橱. Alright. How do you say that in Taiwanese? Dua. We sometimes use the word almari. Almari is a Malay word for wardrobe. Yeah? What do you call this in Mandarin? Earring? Huan. Taiwanese? Higao. We say hiseng. So it's a slightly different. Yeah? So these are some of the words have changed because we have mixed with the Malays a lot. And it's not just the Malays, we also mix with the Indians a lot. Yeah? So I'm going to go down a little bit here. And of course we have the word beca. Have you heard of the word beca? Yeah? Beca is beca. Beca. But I think the Malay文已经借过去用了，变成beca。所以如果你听到beca，你就知道是三轮车，马车。OK， 我们叫米粉米粉，是吗？我们马来人也是叫米粉。They don't have a word for it. They call it bihun, okay? And of course, Japan is Japun, right? Jipun. You call it Jipun. Malay 话在马来西亚 is Japun. So I'm teaching you Malay now. When you go to Malaysia, you have some words ready for you, yeah? Right. 楼顶是叫楼顶，是不是 ？Right. 马来话他们也是叫楼顶。你听到它声音不一样吗？我们叫楼顶，他们讲楼顶。楼顶 yes. And of course, 那个 ketchup 不是Taiwanese 吧 ？ketchup 不是 ，I think ketchup 是广东话、日本话啊 ，ketchup 是日本话变成马来话 ketchup。So a lot of words 你看到马来话已经借过去用了 ，yeah。Okay, now 我不是刚才讲 Penang Hokkien 的话掺很多东西了 ，so we also have some English words inside Penang Hokkien 啊 ，right? Break 啊，如果你驾车，你遇到狗过去的时候，你打那个叫什么？刹车 ，OK, break, yeah, break. 我们在福建话讲那边也是讲 break. We don't have a word Penang Hokkien we don't have another word, so we use the word break. Just like 你们在这边讲四头 ，you call it 九头。Penang Hokkien we say batu. Batu is a Malay word for stone, right? You also have another word, 汤匙叫什么？汤匙。I won't understand. 你跟我讲汤匙 I don't understand. We call it 头姜。So it's so different, yeah, because that's Penang Hokkien. Okay, then I'm going to go down here, part 2. Yeah, remember I said there are 2 parts to my talk. Now we talk about the oral culture. Okay, what does oral culture mean to you? Earlier I said oral culture is the culture you transmit, you share orally through words. There's nothing to write it down. Yeah? So do you remember any stories your grandmother told you? 记得吗？婆或者祖母跟你讲的故事，以前的故事，会记得吗？会记得 ，very good。如果记得 ，go and write it down now。Because 我现在55岁了。如果我知道今天李老师会请我来演讲在这边 ，I would have taken down all the stories that my grandmother told me. Really， 可是我一个都不记得了 ，because I never wrote it down. And the other problem is because 我没有跟我孩子讲这些故事。如果我跟我孩子讲这些故事，我还会记得这些故事。So I can pass down my oral culture. How do you pass down your oral culture? So think about it. Okay. Okay. Talk about myself. 我刚才不是跟你讲 I'm from the north， 我是从北方下来吉隆坡做工。Alright， 我在那边学到的是的语言 that my mother spoke to me was Hokkien。我刚才不是跟你讲，虽然我爸爸是福州人 ，but I don't speak 福州 ，I claim myself to be a Hokkien， 所以我长大用福建话来讲。But my first language is English. I went to a convent school to learn English. My best language is English. So if you ask me to write anything, I can write it best in English. If you ask me to say anything, I can say it best in English because that's my first language. 所以睡觉啊、发梦啊，都用英文来发梦 ，easier. Yeah， 我不会用福建话来发梦 because I don't know how to say it. Yeah. My second best language is Malayan because that's what we have to learn when we go to school. Yeah. But if you ask me, 姜老师可以讲福建话，可以 ，but I'm not good. 当 yesterday when I met 李老师的时候，他讲可以讲华语嘛，Mandarin 嘛，可以 but 不准。You know, it's not good because I cannot express myself. 如果你看到我现在，我很多话要跟你讲，可是 I don't have it in Mandarin, so I cannot express myself to you. Okay, so I'm just going down a bit more here. 我有3个儿子，我本来是想请那个小儿子来给你看一下福建女人的儿子是怎么样的，他不要来。Right， 我的大儿子会讲福建话，因为我妈妈跟他讲，可是妈妈已经去世了 ，OK， 爸爸也去世了。没有人再跟我大儿子讲，所以大儿子有时跟我吵架是用福建话来吵。啊，你講嘅嘛，台灣？我講嘅咩？你講嘅嘛 ？Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how we fight in Hokkien. But anyway， 我的第二兒子不會講福建話。Do you know why？ 跟你講剛才了，沒有人跟他們講。我用什麼話跟我兒子講話 ？I started with English。When they were babies， 我用英文跟他们讲，爸爸就用华语跟他们讲。长大了 ，they are very fluent in Mandarin and English。Yeah， 如果你住在吉隆坡 ，you don't have to worry about speaking 廣東話。A lot of people speak 廣東話，所以 you will pick up 廣東話。但很少人用福建話。So how are you going to pass the dialect down？ 我不是剛才也是跟你講 ，modern mothers and fathers don't use dialect anymore. Mandarin is more important.English is more important, so they use those 2 languages. So the dialect is going down a little bit. Yeah? Right. 我刚才也是跟你解释了，my great grandmothers are Chinese, my great grandfathers are Chinese. Yeah? So if you look at me, I'm a mixture of many things. 不是正式的中国人，不是正式的汉人。I am a mixture of everything, and I'm proud because that's who I am. Yeah? OK， 你还记得司马光的故事吗？司马光，你记得吗？你知道吗？你们这年轻人不知道司马光的故事，你知道 very good because that's the story 我爸爸跟我讲的。从小的时候 ，I know 司马光 ，although I don't know how clever he is， but 我知道司马光这个 character，yeah。我妈妈呢就讲她小时候的苦，怎么怎么辛苦啊，怎么做东西啊。So I learned about her background through oral culture。我也没有写起来，如果我写起来，可以写一本书了，可以发出一本书了。可是 I think 你我一样，你们现在还年轻，你没有感觉到20年以后或者30年以后 ，these things will be very important to you. So maybe you want to start writing it down. Right, childhood memories. 我小的时候常常我爸爸妈妈带我去看 What do I say? Puppet shows. 你们还有 puppet show 吗？我觉得你们还有。昨天我们去 museum 我还看到那个 glove puppets 我小的时候是那个string puppet show。我们福建话叫 pottery 也是一样吧 pottery OK。Then we have opera shows where my mother would take me to see the Beijing opera shows where they this kind of shows, yeah, right. 我还记得 ，but I don't do it anymore， 因为在马来西亚很少，没有人去表演这种戏了 ，yeah. Of course, I go to temples， 我妈妈道教嘛 ，go to temples。And I remember my mother going to see mediums。我跟你解释一下，等一下啊。And 虽然我是接受英文 ，but my mother used to give me 那个胡桃，黄色的纸，她包起来用一个红色的布包起来三方形 ，and she asked me to pin here to protect myself. Do you have that? I still have it, yeah. But 我对我儿子我没有这样子做 because I'm a modern mother. I don't believe in all these things. So where is my culture? Lost along the way, yeah. And of course, this is what I wanted to show you. This is the pottery I was referring to. You still have it in Taiwan because your Chinese culture is very strong. But in Malaysia, this kind of shows are dying. We don't have a lot of this anymore. Number one, it's not interesting. Who wants to go and see the puppet show dancing around? Number two, I didn't understand the dialect they were using. They were using Hokkien. 可是我不懂他在讲什么 ，so I lost the interest. 第三，当你去看这些 pottery 的时候 ，Where do you sit? 邦鼓。昨天我们坐那长的椅子叫什么？长板凳。You don't have a proper chair to sit down. 我们最高兴去是因为爸爸会买 ice cream 啊，东西给你们吃。That was the fun thing of going to all these opera show, puppet shows, yeah. Okay, opera show 一样去 because 父母会买东西给你吃 ，because it's a fun time to enjoy. But do I understand the story? No. Do I understand what was going on? No. 每次我都跟妈妈很吵啊。叮叮当当叮当很吵，真的很吵。But I didn't understand the story many years ago, 50 years ago when I was younger. 如果我知道今天要站住这边 I would have recorded everything for you to show you what is happening. Yeah, unfortunately, okay. And this is what we do when you go to opera shows. This is what you do. 你没有地方坐了，你只是站住看。So if you look at this one， 几个人不到10个人看 ，nobody is interested. The oral culture. So what happens? Remember 我刚才不是 talk about the Chinese mediums？ 我不懂华语叫什么。刚才 this is 虎桃 I was talking about. Do you still do this here? Yeah. In Malaysia, it is dwindling. how to say 要戒。我知道，可是这个 practice 已经要越来越少了，因为很多父母都像我嘛 ，educated, you don't want to believe in all these things. But 我跟你讲 ，when I was 有一天我搬去我新的 office 的时候，在马大，很多人听到鬼声音 呀，很多人听到 footsteps walking outside the office， 也很多人听到小孩子讲话跑来跑去。可是你开门的时候没有看到人影，所以就怕。What did I do？ 我回去跟我家公讲，阿爸，我好怕。所以阿爸 got me a talisman like this one here，this one， 我粘在我的门。See， 虽然 I'm educated, I'm modern, but I still believe in this because 我怕。Yeah， so but 慢慢，我就是解释给你听。慢慢this culture is disappearing， 很少人会相信了 ，because 你看起来好像 superstitious 啦，那 superstition isn't it？ But 当你怕的时候，你就去找人来帮你。So I still have this on top of my door， 因为我怕鬼嘛。Yeah， OK。And 这个包包还是有，可是我没有给我儿子。But I remember 我小的时候，我妈妈每一年都有换一个新的给我，藏在衣服里面，要保护自己，要读书厉害嘛，是不是？遇到人会遇到好人，不是遇到坏人。So these were a lot of things that my mother did for me, but I don't do it for my children because I said earlier I'm educated. I don't believe in all these things. So 这个 medium。你们这边还有吗？有。I remember 我妈妈平常是去看这种 medium，go and see all these mediums， 去问什么？我女儿头痛，不能去学校，什么事情发生 ？The medium will tell her， 呀，或者明天她要搬家，she goes to the medium and seek for a good day， 或者。我爸爸跟他吵架 ，she will go and see the medium. Why is my husband fighting with me? Yeah, they do a lot. My mother used to go to these mediums a lot, and I used to go with her, and I will sit beside her, and my mother will say, something like 仙路 like you, something like that. It can 仙路 and I didn't understand the language at that time, and I used to wonder why is this like. You know, they do all these things and I didn't understand. But today, it's very difficult to find them anymore. They are dying. The practice is dying. The culture is going away. It's no more going. It's not going to last very long because only people who believe in this will do this. And I said earlier, many people are educated. They don't like to believe in all this anymore. Yeah? Okay. Now, this is where I'm a little bit interested. Hokkien rhymes. Yeah, yesterday 我遇到李老师，我跟他谈一下 about these Hokkien rhymes. Rhymes in Mandarin is called 译文. Do you have any rhymes that you know from young? That your mother, your grandmother used to sing to you? You are very good. Keep it up. Because you still have your oral culture. Yeah? Okay. This is what I'm going to share with you. Can you read the first line, the first column? This one? Can you try it in Penang Hokkien? It's a bit difficult because the Roman alphabets may not be what you think they are. Okay, let me try. Okim. Do you understand? Yeah? It means your skin is very dark, but the more I look at you, the more I like you. Yeah? This is to make people or girls who are dark-skinned happy. Usually people in Malaysia, when they want to find a girlfriend or a wife, they usually look for a girl who's very fair. Yeah? But if you are dark, you get sidelined. So older people say this to make the dark-skinned girl a little bit happier. Most of you are very fair-skinned here. I'm very dark-skinned. Yeah, so that's what older people will say. Okim, ju kwa ju jit sim. Can you understand? How would you say in Taiwanese?